What if the one person who truly loved you died, and the very next morning your entire life changed forever? What if the same villagers who once mocked your face suddenly feared your beauty? Some called it a blessing, others whispered it was witchcraft, and before long, they were willing to kill to uncover the truth. Today's story takes us to a quiet African village where jealousy, superstition, and greed nearly destroyed an innocent girl. Stay until the very end because the final revelation changes everything. This is: her grandmother died. Then she suddenly transformed into a beauty they called a curse. Deep inside the rolling hills stood the peaceful village of Nandala. It was a place where everyone knew one another. Nothing stayed secret for long. Among the villagers lived an orphan named Amina. She was only 19. Life had never been kind to her. Her parents had died when she was still a child. Only her grandmother, Mama Zuri, remained. The old woman became both mother and father. She sold vegetables every market day just to feed them. But Amina was different. Her skin was covered with dark birthmarks. Her hair never seemed to grow properly. One of her eyes appeared slightly smaller than the other. Children laughed whenever she walked past. Women whispered behind her back. Young men avoided even looking at her. Some cruel villagers even claimed she carried bad luck. But Mama Zuri always smiled. Every night she would gently stroke Amina's hair. "My child," she would say, "the world judges faces, God judges hearts." Those words became Amina's strength, unknown to everyone. Mama Zuri guarded an ancient family secret. Many years before Amina was born, their bloodline had protected a sacred forest. Legend said their ancestors received a blessing from the spirits of creation. The blessing would only awaken when someone pure of heart endured enough suffering. Mama Zuri knew. She had waited years, but she never told Amina. She feared greedy people. She feared jealous hearts. Most of all, she feared what the village would do if they discovered the truth. One cold evening, Mama Zuri became seriously ill. The village healer examined her. He shook his head. "There is nothing more we can do." For 3 days, Amina never left her grandmother's bedside. She sang old songs, fed her warm soup, held her trembling hands. On the final night, Mama Zuri whispered, "When I leave, do not fear tomorrow. Everything hidden will finally be revealed." Then, she closed her eyes forever. Amina cried until sunrise. The entire village attended the burial. Some came out of respect. Others simply wanted to gossip. Everyone wondered how the orphan would survive alone. The following morning, Amina woke before dawn. She walked to the nearby river to wash her face. As the cool water touched her skin, something impossible happened. The birthmarks slowly faded. Her rough skin became smooth. Her eyes sparkled like morning light. Her hair grew long, thick, and beautiful. Even she couldn't recognize her reflection. She screamed in shock. Villagers collecting water turned around. They froze. One woman dropped her clay pot. "Amina? It can't be." Within hours, the whole village gathered. The girl they once mocked had become the most beautiful woman anyone had ever seen. Instead of celebrating, fear spread. Old women whispered, "Only witches change overnight." Others claimed spirits had possessed her. Children ran away whenever she approached. Men who once ignored her suddenly competed for her attention. Women grew jealous. Some believed she had stolen another person's beauty. Soon, the village gave her a cruel nickname: the Cursed Beauty. The village chief had one son. His name was Jabari, handsome, rich, proud. The moment he saw Amina, he became obsessed. He declared, "She will become my wife." But Amina refused. "I cannot marry someone who never respected me." Jabari's pride shattered. He couldn't accept rejection. If she wouldn't marry him willingly, he would destroy her reputation. Soon, strange things began happening. Livestock disappeared. Children became sick. Crops failed. Every misfortune was blamed on Amina. The village elders gathered. Jabari stood before everyone. She bewitched this village. People nodded. Fear replaced reason. They demanded punishment. Only one old storyteller stood. He spoke calmly. Truth never fears investigation. But nobody listened. That night, Amina fled into the forest. She cried beneath an ancient baobab tree. Suddenly, an old woman appeared. No footsteps, no sound, only silence. She smiled. You carry your grandmother's blessing. The woman led her to a hidden cave. Inside, paintings covered the walls. They told the story of Amina's ancestors. The transformation wasn't magic. It was an ancient inheritance. Beauty wasn't the blessing. Purity was. The outward change merely reflected the heart. The old woman disappeared before sunrise, as though she had never existed. Amina returned to the village willingly. She asked for one chance to defend herself. The elders agreed. Before everyone, she told the history of her family. Many laughed. Jabari mocked her. If you're innocent, prove it. Suddenly, dark clouds gathered. A powerful wind swept across the village. Lightning struck the sacred tree without burning it. Then the oldest elder stood trembling. He recognized the ancient family symbols. Everything Mama Zuri had hidden was true. The elder revealed another forgotten prophecy. The blessing protects the humble, but anyone driven by greed will expose their own curse. Immediately, Jabari confessed. He admitted paying people to spread lies. He had poisoned livestock, destroyed crops, created fear. Everything had been his doing. The crowd stood silent, ashamed. They had condemned an innocent girl. One by one, people apologized. Women who mocked her cried. Children embraced her. Even the chief lowered his head. Amina forgave them, not because they deserved forgiveness, but because bitterness would only continue the cycle. She remembered her grandmother's words, "The world judges faces, God judges hearts." Years later, Amina became the village healer and teacher. She built a home for orphaned children. No child was ever mocked for appearance again. No widow went hungry. No orphan walked alone. People traveled from distant villages to hear her wisdom. Whenever someone praised her beauty, she simply smiled. My greatest beauty was never on my face. It was learning to love even when others hated me. The villagers eventually realized something profound. The curse had never been Amina. The real curse was jealousy. The real curse was judging people by appearance. The real curse was allowing fear to silence truth. And perhaps that lesson is still needed today. If this story touched your heart, remember this. Some people are rejected before the world discovers their true worth. Never judge anyone by appearance. The greatest treasures often come wrapped in the simplest packages. If you enjoyed this African tale, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to African Tales Arising, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another powerful story. Share this video with someone who needs this reminder today. Until next time, keep the wisdom of African stories alive.